International rights of the mind, and we need to have a rights of the mind. We're talking about rights, privacy, databases, and this table is a little busy, but you'll see I talk about a lot of things there. Can you see it now? We talk about rights, global rights, travel, finance, constitutional rights. We need to have an amendment to the U.S. Constitution that the right of the person's mind to not be interfered with excitotoxins like aspartame and MSG and other excitotoxins with nanotech. By the way, nanotech foods are direct invasion of your brain. These new vaccines, 275 of them, many of them are psychoneurotronic. They actually create plaque against certain nuclei in areas or receptors to stop you from being able to be addicted to alcohol, cocaine, cigarettes. But they also rewire the normal enkephalins and beta endorphins, etc., in your brain, and they change who you are. They also have specific vectors that can change your literal genetics, and it can actually change what you are. This is not imaginary. This is real. And then if we look at assault on consciousness, and you can see this, and you can see the little wedge there of consciousness. They want you to have no integrity of the person, no independence, no individual utility. In other words, if you don't have any utility, just like the Nazi German says, work to live, work to live, And they want to literally migrate us to transhumanity and a caste system where they genetically and cybernetically and nanotech rich will be the superclass with extended lifespans of millennia, and the rest of us will have Terminator genes to make us die quickly like light bulbs, and then take the small vacuum to get the ashes minutes later. And then, of course, their idea to transition to a hive mind, the idea of thought crime being a part of that. And here's the real nub of it. The Global Action Plan is to deal with a Bill of Rights of the Mind, U.S. Constitutional Amendment, and amendments that need to be adopted in other countries. And we need nations. Strong nations are not anathema to a rational collective that deals with world issues. The plan that they try to force us, their plan for a new world order, is a plan without nations and without walls, which is evil. The idea of having exchangeable currencies is reasonable, but the idea of a global proxy, fractional reserve electronic currency that's totally trackable and controlled so they can press Alt-Delete and you do not exist either in cyberspace or in reality is the reality of what's coming. They can take your license, they can take your money, they can take your possessions with eminent domain, and they can literally take your identity and who you are, and they want to wipe your mind clean like a slate. Privacy, integrity, barriers, and control are the four issues that need to be dealt with. And we need to have this amendment very quickly, and Dr. Nick Begich has been going to be on my show regularly, probably once a month, talking about this, because if we don't have a rights of the mind, the new battleground of the 21st century is not a biological weapons battleground or an ROV cyber technology battleground. It is a battleground of consciousness in the mind, because it has been said that I care not who controls the politics of a nation, but who makes the money. And I will make an addendum to that today. I care not who prints the money or even owns the printing presses, as long as I control consciousness. And that's the end of this talk, and then we'll have a little break and we'll get to talk number 3.
What the problem is.
Uh-huh.
You have this set up for multiple monitors, but you only have one monitor.
Right.
So, anyway.
Okay, do you want to modify it? Yeah, sure. See if you can fix it.
See if I can fix that.
He's got that look like I know monitors.
What part of the problem is he has?
Okay. You got okay. Go ahead.
Yes. There's something been in the back of my mind. In the recent news, you've heard about the conviction and the death of Kenneth Lay of Enron.
Oh yes, yeah. You mean they laid him down?
Well, it's always been a question in my mind as to whether that was a natural death.
Well, it depends on how natural it was. As they say, when you retire from the CIA, you're always double tapped.
Well,
I would imagine he's one of their minions who decided to minion the wrong way. And that's what's planned, by the way. And this is an announcement for all those who are in the NSA, Special Ops, Delta, the government, billionaires alike. You have to realize I'm your best buddy. I don't care how smart or how rich you are. I know what the hell's going on, and I'm trying to save your ass and the ass of your grandchildren for 1,000 generations. And if you don't listen to me today, and you don't remember what I'm saying now, or 1,000 or 10,000 years from now, you will face the same future that we are nearly facing that the people at Atlantis and Lemuria did with the exact same technology.
Recent news, you've heard about the conviction.
See if I can fix that.
He's got that look like I know modern.
What part of the problem is he has?
Okay. You got it. You got it. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, there's something been in the back of my mind. In the recent news, you've heard about the conviction and the death of Kenneth Lay of Enron.
Oh yes, yeah. You mean they laid him down?
Well, it's always been a question in my mind as to whether that was a natural death.
Well, it depends on how natural it was. As they say, you know, when you retire from the CIA, you're always double tapped.
Well,
I would imagine he's one of their minions who decided to minion the wrong way. And that's what's planned, by the way. And this is an announcement for all those who are in the NSA, Special Ops, Delta, the government, billionaires alike. You have to realize I'm your best buddy. I don't care how smart or how rich you are. I know what the hell's going on, and I'm trying to save your ass and the ass of your grandchildren for 1,000 generations. And if you don't listen to me today, and you don't remember what I'm saying now, or 1,000 or 10,000 years from now, you will face the same future that we are nearly facing that the people at Atlantis and Lemuria did with the exact same technologies 12,000 years ago. This is what we're facing. We are facing the end of civilization with scalar technologies, nuclear nanotechnologies, and even technologies that were given to us by civilizations elsewhere in this cosmos that have no business being here, like Morgellons. This is a silicon-based life form that did not originate in our part of the galaxy.
Dr. Deagle?
Yes.
If I could just ask, do you feel that Mr. Lay really requested to be, killed so that he could have his family fortune protected, through this legal ruling?
God knows what they did eventually. I wouldn't speculate, but all I can say is that a lot of the people at the top, and I don't care if they're movie stars or they're corporate presidents, whatever, and they've gone to the Grove or they've done evil, I want them to repent right now, because I could have been an Anakin Skywalker and become Darth Vader. I've been presented with the opportunity 3 times by the Pindar to become his understudy to the Corporation of Earth that runs everything. I could have been a very evil man, but I chose to go toward the light and not darkness. And I don't care if they've done darkness. I don't care if they've eaten children. I don't care if they've done the most horrendous things. They need to repent now, because it's the end of our civilization. We need to stop the balkanization based on religion, color, or anything else. They're doing this because they're ready to finish us off. In the next 1 to 2 years is the turning point in history. We are now being held in judgment, not on our Earth, but on off Earth. And we're dealing with a situation that's galactic in scope. We're not just dealing with a problem on this planet. Our world leaders are not telling what is really happening on this planet. They are lying, they are frightened, they are quivering jellyfish. And they need to stop, because our planet is being held in judgment. And we have 200 dead zones in our oceans. The Antarctica is not just melting because of the approach to Nibiru, and we have our ozone layer, but we are about to destroy all living things with depleted uranium. If we start a nuclear war, even a small one, it's been calculated 350 megaton warheads will cause a nuclear winter, and there'll be no crops in most of the northern hemisphere for the next 3.5 years.